Hello, welcome to the stream. How's it going, everyone? Hope everyone's well. Big old pimple right here. I noticed it. Like, that doesn't look great. Hopefully it doesn't show up too much since it's on this side. It's on the other side of the camera. I can just... How's it going? But today, we should be able to finish Lena. We did a little bit of herb gathering at the end of last stream after some firewood questing. And today we're going to go fight some dinosaurs in the crater of Ungaro. Which, you know, it has been a zone that I'm like looking forward to, but also not, because I got to do it so many times and I might get stressed. We'll see. I did recently go through it on this warrior, and it was fine. I wasn't that stressed. But I did have Unrelenting Rallying Cry to Dragon Slayer. Which people are crying about. Like, bring it back, Blizzard. Which, fear, because I actually think if you put out a world buff that is always up, might as well just keep it in the game. At this point. We don't do world buffs here though, so it is what it is. Let's go to Ungaro Crater. Also put out a video last night. Rocket's video. Thankfully, it's gotten a lot more traction than the last video that I put out. The video before it, 3 weeks before it. I don't even think the algorithm knew that I made a video. Like, some subscribers saw it. Not all subscribers. And that's about it. YouTube algorithm is it's interesting. Not exactly something I enjoy about making YouTube videos, I will say. I like making the videos. I like when people watch them and comment on them and all that, but waiting for the algorithm to see if it will pick it up? Nah, I could do without that. I'm very much on the side of old YouTube, you know? But that's okay. So we have 130,000 experience to get. We will get the first about 20,000 experience really fast. Once we start questing down here. So it will be just slightly over 100k before we even head up to the refuge. Marcel's refuge. Whoever Marshall is. I don't even think there is a Marshall there. You know, it's interesting, these newer zones that were introduced with World of Warcraft rather than Warcraft 3. Because it's like, I wonder if we were down there while Warcraft 3 was happening. It's like, because then you go to Silithus, if say Classic WoW came out with patch cycles, Silithus would literally had nothing in it for a few patches. There was no town in there. The mobs didn't drop any loot. Like, it was a zone that existed. No content. I mean, even when the mobs don't drop loot, you know there's no content there. That makes me wonder. While the Third War was going on, were people down here? I don't know. I mean, the orcs definitely weren't. Because, you know, they were invading Azeroth and then breaking free from Durnhold Keep and all that stuff. Sailing to Kalimdor. Maybe some of those boats that we lost during the sailing in, I think it was Reign of Chaos when they sailed over to Kalimdor. Yeah, it would have been. Before the Archimonde thing, right? Maybe some of those boats ended up down in Silithus. Interesting thought. They could have had some lore. My boat got shipwrecked many years ago. We've been living off the land. No one else was here until recently. When the Alliance showed up. See, I'm already a better story writer than Blizzard. Is what it is.
Peace, friend. We shall meet again.
Alright, we're gonna start with the Fear of Lokari. We go and get the Freshadon. We do need 7 of each of these, so we'll definitely make sure we can get them. When I first played vanilla World of Warcraft, you know, you gotta go get this Freshadon carcass, but I didn't know where it was. So I walked in here and just fought Ravissars for about 20 minutes before I even found it. I was running, just like, where the frick is this thing? You didn't have the add-ons that you have these days. Be like, it's here. Don't know if I can get that crystal, because I don't trust that fella. He's a horde after all. It's probably fine. He probably doesn't aggro, but still. Not worth the risk. This is definitely one of my favorite zones to quest in vanilla WoW. Because all you do is you go up here, grab all the quests, you go in a big circle, basically. I usually do this side, down to hit here. Get the, get whatever's here and then go back up and do this side, but you can just go around in a circle. Pretty nice. So I've got to collect slimes while we're here. There's a quest I don't do all the time, but we are doing this time. And a lot of blue crystals. Good, because we need them. 2 more blue. Crystals are blue. If they were green, then I'd have green crystals. Duh. In Anguro Crater, I might run a Crippling. Just because if I accidentally aggro a Devilsaur, accidentally, I'd like to be able to get away from it. Speaking of Devilsaurs, one does path over here. How long until we see our first one? It will happen, it always happens, you always see one. It just depends upon when. A lot of venom hide. I was about to say venom. Devil Saws over here too. Last time I was here on my non-Medley warrior, there were none of these ones. Classic. Get hell on the rogue and suddenly everything wants to poison. Guess we'll eat. Get that little extra buff. When we start actually blasting, I might use the spirit buff that we have as well. Not gonna go get the items just yet. Definitely probably more worried about a devil saw in this area than anywhere else. Just because we are directly in the path. Don't want to spend too much time directly in the path. Doo-doo. Alright, there's a brain crystal and a soil over here. A fellow rogue who was probably doing the next quest, annoyingly. Because that might mean that I don't get the spawns. We might need to search for them. Alright, go back hand in. First part of this quest done. But yeah, I was here on my 55 non-Medley warrior recently. I was 54 at the time. And the devil saw up here, that spawns right here, spawned in front of me 2 times. Just about gave me a heart attack. Twice. Like, obviously I'm giving that area a bit of a wide berth when I run through it, but he just decided to spawn right as I was running through 2 times. There was a level 60 hunter in the area farming them. So it wasn't the most fun experience in Unguro, but I will say that I've gotten more used to this zone. I don't get as, you know, stressed out when I'm here. Compared to what I did on my first playthrough of hardcore. I think I've played so much hardcore World of Warcraft that it's not very stressful at all anymore. That is why I am looking forward to TBC.
I've been expecting you. Ancestors.
Because TBC will, at least in Outlands, give me some stress. Probably not going to be that stressful before Outlands. Or reasons that should be obvious. I can actually continue to grab these power crystals because we can send them to other characters. So like we're playing Francie next, right? We've seen them to Francie and then she's already got some ready to go. So that's pretty cool. At least I believe I can. I've never tried. They're not like soulbound, so guess we'll try. Go get as a secret to everyone while we're over. Be after I grab this. Get the quest done first and then we'll go fill our inventory with like 6 items. Worth it though. Oh, and we got the journal. I like having the journal because, well, I like not having the journal because you get to see the Devil Saw paths, but I think we pretty much know them. We've spent a lot of time here. Let me go pick up that. Okay. There were a few power crystals around, but sadly there was another fella there. I will open this bag when we get to town. Because it doesn't really matter either way. Second quest done though. Now we just got to go kill a level 56, I think is. Which is no trouble at all, really.
The winds guide you. Go in peace.
Sadly, we're not going to use that.
May the Eternals
If that was like 23 agility and 4 stam, I would probably put that on. Gonna be honest. That'd be a lot of agility. I'm probably not gonna pick up the crystals all the time, like after I finish the quest. But, as I said, any extra that we can get, we can always send down the line. But we're gonna be coming here on all the characters anyway, so it's not like they're absolutely necessary. But we've already got 3 extra blue and 1 extra green. But I'm not just gonna, like, you know, pick them up all the time. Only if it's viable, relevant to the situation. Righty. Let us go kill this fella. He's worth like 7,000 experience, yeah. So We will be within 110,000 before we even make it up to town, like I said. It's a good intro, honestly. Not that one. You get some really good experience. Hopefully the distract doesn't resist. Sure did. Means I'm probably not going to get my opener because he's level 56. He's never going to see me. Shh. You don't see anything. Might as well Blade Flurry, extra attack speed. We're probably gonna need it. See him having a rend and tendon rip. I'm just like can't even gouge code. But we got it done. Level 56 mob, no problem. GG, not so easy. Pretty sure the same thing happened on my first hardcore rogue, the resist on the distract. The other stuff. I could have used my boot flask actually, I always forget it. Honestly, this trinket is so hard to remember. D9 rogue doing or wanting to do it's dangerous to go alone. I think that's the Blaze Runner part, let's see. Yeah.
What brings you here? Walk with the earth. We shall meet.
I mean the whole quest is called It's Dangerous to Go Alone, but that specifically the scary part. So we're about 105k away from leveling, not bad. Now we're gonna head up to town and do all that. Frodo's away. We don't really need the faded photograph, but you know, it's nice to look at. I had a friend who I played vanilla WoW with and a lot of TBC WoW with. And she sent me this one day. So, okay. We did hang out together a lot during our unsocial real life years. We were going to do some dungeons together when Hardcore WoW came out, actually, but then, by the time I hit 60, she had stopped playing, so we didn't ever actually get to do dungeons together. Oh well. Thought there would be more opportunity. Guy's gonna want this red crystal, I can tell. So I won't steal it from him. As much as I wanted to. Is there a devil saw up here? Yeah, when I was running through here, I actually said if I can get eyes on Devil and then it spawned. Like right in front of me. Like, wow, I didn't mean like that, but I guess it works. Did have my eyes on the Devil. Not sure I'm gonna have enough quest slots for the amount of quests that I'm gonna have. So we're getting kind of unlucky on the crystals. This guy. One of our oozes. I think we're getting unlucky on the crystals because the mage is here also doing the crystals. Get my jars out. We'll put that one there actually. We'll get the crystals though. It's just a little bit annoying to not have them before you go back to town because then you can't just immediately grab the quests. Really looking forward to fighting these plants. Honestly, the hardest mobs in Ungoro Crater. Outside of the elites. They do slap you around. They poison. I think some of them fresh. Do some other stuff. They root. I want this mountain silver sage. Gonna have to kill this pterodactyl. Pterodactyl around. These guys have a fear. Can always be interesting. Really just quite an annoying mob actually. I did use my mountain silver sage yesterday on healing potions. So we can't actually make any mongoose elixirs for Francie, sadly. But eventually could be able to. Finally, some red crystals. I'm pretty sure I just saw through this tree. Oh yeah, you can just a little bit see through the tree. I spy. This quest I am not 100% sure if we'll ever be able to do on the Medley because I've never seen a mithril case and I'm 1D engineer supplies. So if that can happen, maybe it's doable. If not, well, no chance.
You need something? Safe travel. I'm
money, friend. Hurry back.
All the quests.
How are you? See you later.
What can I do for you? See you later. Have a good one. See you around.
Gonna leave Lost for now. Probably not gonna go into the center just yet.
Greetings. Alrighty then. Very well then. Off and away.
I'm gonna get rid of this faded photograph. I don't have the inventory slot for that. Sword has to go up north.
Glad I could help.
Okay. I think we'll start with Sticky Tar. That can free me up a quest slot. Gonna have to free up a few quest slots, however. But I guess we can just drop some stuff if we need to while we get other things. There are a lot of people out here today. A lot of people out here questing. Got spirit buff. These mobs are a little bit annoying at times just because they disarm. Let's see. Right there. I still don't want to use the Elixir of Giants. Yeah, every time I come to Angura, I've got a issue with like the amount of quests that I have. It's an Anguro sort of problem, definitely. Do not want to be black sludged. $1,300. Might as well kill some dinosaurs while we're there. Also, because these mobs are probably the hardest things to find. You see, as much as we need to kill. We need dinosaur bones, we need scales. Sometimes there aren't enough mobs. And with the amount of people out here today, probably not going to be enough mobs. There is a lot of them down around here, but I kind of don't like fighting in that area. There's elites over there. Pretty scary at times. Definitely don't want the cloning to happen. Although, maybe I do. I can't remember if I tried it. So I'm not sure if you can, like, put both the clones in a jar. Maybe I do want to take. Lord coming over here. It looked like he was. Disarm him, he disarms me. Fear enough. Like some PvP shit. Hero drops so far. Going well. I'm not sure if I like the Horde or Alliance version of the Blood Petals Feast. The Horde version, I think you just gotta kill a certain amount of each mob. On the Alliance version, you get 15 drops. Sometimes the drops can be pretty bad. So I think overall, I'd probably prefer the Horde one. Also, I did forget to buy food. I just noticed. And the Wild. Like those. But we're gonna have to kill lots of things out here anyway, so there's a lot of killing to come. And 0 drops. I guess Lena just wants to grind to 53, huh? I would prefer not. It's so annoying when you get sticky tarred when they're like stunned. It just doesn't feel right. Getting disarmed while the mob's stunned. Kind of feeling like putting instant poison on my redo the offhand as well. I just feel like I'm losing so much damage with crippling. Because I am. Like, it is quite substantial damage, isn't it? Yeah, we did get a crit, so it makes it a little bit skewed, but yeah. Just the start of that fight was going way better. I think these guys do have some nature resist though. We might get some partial poisons. That's fine. Hey, we finally got one. Need them red crystals. Rude. Right on my energy tick. so brutal. I think with current drop rates, we might be 90,000 experience into the level after this quest. Never being that we arrested. I think that one extra day off we had on Monday is probably gonna carry us quite far with the arrested Felina, but it's fine because a lot of her journey this league was not rested. Since we were doing 10 levels. We were, you know, pretty much on her level we could be. I do like having 100 charges of poison now. Like I said, you get poison upgrades that do more damage, but they also have like extra charges, and I wish all poisons had the same amount of charges. Now it does make sense from an RPG element, like you get better at making poisons, obviously they have more charges, but it does feel bad when you're low level and your instant poison runs out in like 5 minutes. We haven't even been getting much Unguro soil from these mobs. There's our first drop. They usually drop a lot more, so the game's not really giving up its quest items very easily today. It's okay, it makes Lena's job a bit harder. But maybe overall it makes our job a little bit easier. Why can I riposte without a weapon as well? I did not think that it would let me, so I was spamming it. Apparently you can riposte unarmed. I never knew. The Rogue Punch challenge is on. Go full parry build. Plus defense gear. A little ghost mushroom. If we want to make any elixirs of shadow power, we're gonna need some of those. Do not have any. That is my first one. Gonna be hard to make elixirs of shadow power. I'll be honest, the greater firepower and the shadow power are like probably not gonna happen. Because A, I don't really want to go fishing for Five and Snapper, and B, I don't really want to go farming Ghost Mushroom. You know, my melee have potions, so that's the worst of this RNG ever. Probably not either. I can't be saying either because someone will get mad. Dislike. Whenever you say ever, in context of something being the worst, People always compare it to their own RNG, you know? Even though it might actually be your worst. People are still going to compare it to their own. Which I find it weird. Everyone can have their own worst experience. Don't know why we gotta gatekeep those. But when you live in a one-up society, it is what it is. So one of my friends is currently away. I don't know what he's doing, working or watching cricket, who knows. But, yeah, one of my friends that I've been playing Warhammer Online with is away. And Warhammer Online this last week has been absolutely popping off. Like, the best PvP ever in Tier 1. And obviously, without him around, we haven't been playing. So, I'm sure by the time he comes back, the game's gonna die. Oh, 999. It's like a Final Fantasy damage kit. That's kinda sad. I've been playing other characters in there though, so it's not like I'm losing out on it, but yeah, I would like my friends to experience some good PvP. I don't want this Dimetrodon. I think a Devil Sword does walk through here. But I'm not 100%. like basically. Here we are. But I'm sure you can tell I'm a bit less stressed when it comes to Ungaro Crater than I was the last time I was here on hardcore. Which is good. My voice isn't, apparently. My voice just wanted to go through puberty. Ugh. 37-year-old man. Puberty? Yes. Yeah, I don't really feel that stressed out here anymore. In the crater of Ungarus. There's still precautions and stuff that I'll take, you know, but it's not like the first time I came here where I was like, oh shit, this place is scary. Now, I'm sure when I get her on Francie, I'm gonna be like, ooh. Because on Francie, I do not want to die. Francie dying is basically like killing my rogue. Fun will go down a lot, unless we find a Crow Blade. I don't even remember what Black Sludge does, but it's not good. That is what I remember. Not good. Every time you spin the camera just for a second and you see like dinosaur bones, it's like that devil's all. I remember the first time I was actually on Unguro on hardcore, I got scared of a tree because it looked like a devil's sword. Like I actually got a jump scare from a tree. That was very funny. Definitely one of the funniest jump scares I've had. You know, the first time I ever came to Unguro Crater, it was really early in the morning. During a school holiday, I believe. I had just woken up, had breakfast, all that sort of stuff, you know. Watched some cartoons. And then jumped onto WoW. Went to Unguro Crater. I think it was about 6 in the morning. Like I said, really early. And I saw a devil saw basically when I was going for the Fresher Dawn. And I was like, holy shit. Thankfully it wasn't like a first devil saw experience while it's chasing you, because I'm sure some people have had that. Oh, my nose. Annoying. No matter what you do to the nose hairs, they will annoy. Wow, a staff of healing. It's amazing. Not. The amazing free gold. Which, to be fair, isn't nothing. I really hate that. You open on a mob and you get immediately disarmed. We need Francie to get weapon chains so she can start chaining the weapons up, you know. Imagine having a weapon chain on your fencing blade. That would have been pretty cool. You can't see me. Go into evasion. Mobs being a real pain in the ass. We are going to have to go to town after this quest because the sticky tar actually turns into Naris. The reason I want to get it done early is so I can go to Tanaris, hand that shit in, and get it out of my quest log. We do have other quests that hand in Tanaris, but that doesn't really matter to me. For now. I don't think we'll be close to fully completing Unguro today, though. Like, pretty sure we're gonna hit 53 and still have a good amount left. Especially with the RNG that we're having on this quest. Like, if this is anything to go by, you know, we're already over halfway. We haven't even completed 2 quest chains yet. Why am I holding my swords like that? What are you doing, Lena? It's not the way you meant to hold the swords. Why is she... What is that animation? That was strange. We need to find one more red crystal as well. That's better. I don't know why she was holding her other sword up. Weird. Sometimes the game breaks. I mean, right there it went back on my back. So. But I'd prefer that to what was happening before. I think I got disarmed right as I pressed mine, which meant that I didn't have a weapon to actually do the damage, so it didn't. Rude. Yeah, we'll have to remember to buy some quail when we're in town. Getting a lot of Heart of Wilds. I did not think I'd get this many Heart of the Wilds in the hardcore Medley. I thought it would have been way harder. But... like, we not really had to farm them other than one time on Grocket when we were on him to make the Dreamweave. Some of the black pearls. I farmed them a little bit when we first needed them, but we have 20 of them. There's not really been anything we've had to farm all too much other than, I mean, after the Breath of Wind. Breath of Wind was the last thing that we farmed for a long time. You know, Mongoose Elixir took 17 minutes to get. And I've had 2 of them now. Waited all that time to riposte just to get a dodge. Little John's has reached level 60. Not Little John, Little John's. Like 2 of them. So when he says, what? He says, what? Little John, plural. Wonder how that guy's doing. I haven't really heard of him since, you know, many years ago. I don't really keep up with famous people, to be fair. Like, you know, famous people to me are just people. They're just a bit more famous than regular person. Obviously, why they're famous. But I don't care. If they're a good person, then, you know, I'm like, alright, that's a good person, whatever, but otherwise, I do not fuck. Celebrity worship has never been in my blood. Me, they are just regular ass people. If I ran into a famous person on the street, I probably wouldn't even know that they're famous. Like, there's very few people that I could be like, I recognize that person. Most of the F1 drivers, just because I watch F1, like, probably the only famous people that I would recognize. Or Ian Hezekosis. Because obviously I play a lot of WoW. Seen that man's face a long time. It's in my nightmares. Nice. Alright, like I said, I want to go hand in this quest. Get it out of the quest log so I have more room. We're probably going to need to drop some other quests.
What can I do for you?
No devil's ore. I don't really. No. Don't really want the devil's ore anyway. Then I have to think about what specialization of level working we're going.
What's up?
So my nose is just.
Right back.
I don't mind looking like I'm picking my nose. I'm scratching the shit out of it. What quest can I get rid of? I can't really get rid of this one because I have to pick it up in Broodbane. I'm not sure we're ever gonna do that. And I probably need to get rid of one more. So maybe that one. Pretty sure that picks up in Brunin Steps. Yes. Okay, good. Cool. Been an hour. Have a yawn. To be fair, when I woke up this morning, even though I felt like I had a good night's sleep, you know, it was at least 7.5 hours, I would say. But I did wake up about 20 minutes before my alarm, so maybe just 7. My eyes were just like, I want to go back to sleep. So even though I felt like I had a good sleep, it probably
Glad I could help.
was just okay.
Hurry back.
Alright, we're 64,000 away from leveling.
Ah, potential customer.
Let us buy some quail. Buy like 2 stacks of it. We can make sure we have food.
Have a good one.
Time is money, friend.
Put all that in there. I'll put the ghost mushrooms down here because they're kind of special.
Keep it real.
Now, let's see if I am actually able. If I can, I might as well now, since we're here. Get them out of the inventory. Oh, yeah. Send them to Francie since she's the next character here. Rocket as well. Nice. It frees up a few slots. Bad, not bad.
Great to meet you.
No.
Safe travels.
2 more bars have rested, and then we've just got 6 bars to go. Not too bad. Look at this. Absolute lovely zone of questing. So we'll go hand in the crystals of power. It's 5k experience, and then we've got to do the pillars. So we'll do this one, while we do all the stuff over here. And that might actually level us, all of that. I think we could be really close. But we'll see. We'll definitely be logging into Francie today. I'm not sure if we will play her too much, but log in, do the admin stuff. Figure out what we're wearing, because we do have a lot of items sitting on that character. Ready to be equipped now. Then we can start blasting tomorrow on the warrior. Say blasting. We'll see. See about blasting. We do only have a whirlwind axe. That may not be blasting, it may be just mediocre damage.
Pleased to meet you.
JD Coley.
Off and away. Hi, you're a tall one. Very good. Very well
Not-
then. You have a great day now. Be
Not the
seeing
other
you.
JD.
Very good. Interesting.
Monkus. I don't think there's any couches. I guess we'd poison up the weapons when we start fort, and we'll get an extra minute out of them. Even though I'm sure that one's probably gonna fade while we're fighting. Now we've got all these quests. It even scrolls down. This is what I love about Unguro though. When you actually start questing here, it's just so much stuff. All at once. Very good. Can be a stressful zone for obvious reasons, but it's a pretty good one. What? Alright, Pterodactyl zone bank. Guy actually hit me as I cheap shot him. Like, he did see me in stealth, it's just that I got it off before he hit me. I do hate fighting these just because of the fear, like it closes your bag. I like having my bag open, obviously, to see how many slots I got in it, what I got in it, all that stuff, just in case I need to click on something in there for whatever reason. But because we're getting feared... Well, there's already 4,000 experience. But we're going all the way down to the bugs. And then a little bit past. I feel like that should get us quite close, if not 253 by the time we head back to town. Which is pretty cool. We did spend 10 levels on the rogue. So we got a good amount of time played on Lena this league. I'm quite happy about because, you know, usually I log into the rogue and we're done in 2 days. I'm gonna get away from that rock. I got feared while jumping in midair. Might be lucky that I didn't disconnect right there, honestly. The drops are not being very good for us today. Where's this golden? In the wash has reached level 60. Good to be clean. True and real. Be clean. Guess we'll head into the gorillas. I just hope that that mage also isn't coming into the gorillas, because then we're likely to have an issue. I do really dislike mobs that enrage at 50%. Like, mobs that enrage at 50%, might as well start enraged, honestly. Rip the band-aid off. This guy is also... Well, I mean, he looked at the gorillas and then maybe he saw me and he was... So those were 2 stompers. I didn't even notice. I thought one of them was a gorilla. I actually got kind of lucky on the stomper pal. The point where I don't want to fight that other stomper, but I'm probably going to have to. When you're in the cave, if you find the gorillas, they do call for help and it's very scary. Any mob that calls for help in a cave is very dangerous. Like, look at that range. That was a demonstration. So the cave can definitely be quite scary when you're in here. Yeah. We need thunderers now only, and well, we've gotta probably kill some extra mobs. Gotten too lucky. Pretty sure there'll be a pet thunderer. Here it comes right now. Right on time. Also, these barrels are worth a lot of money. Donkey Kong reference, I think. You know, he throws barrels. Wouldn't be surprised. I never played Donkey Kong because I was not a Nintendo boy. I had the Sega, then I went to the PlayStation. My friend, however, had a Nintendo, so whenever I wanted to play Nintendo games, I'd go around to his house. It was a good solution, you know? One family has one game system, the other has the other, and then you get to play both. But yeah, I never played Donkey Kong. Didn't have the desire to. So there's a lot of Nintendo games that I never really got to play. Like, I haven't played too much Mario. To the point where I'm like, it would be kind of interesting to just, like, go back and play those old games. I was too busy playing Sonic the Hedgehog all the damn time when I was younger. We should be able to get another Thunderer out, because there are more Thunderers. It just sucked that we got really lucky. It's not too bad that we got really lucky, but... It's made it a bit awkward. Coming into the cave with only like one pelt to get. Usually it's 2 or 3, at least. Not sure exactly where that Thunder patrols to, but I should be able to get this. just don't want to take too many thunder shocks to the face. Come on, be nice to me. Oh. We do have to go and talk to the escort anyway. Like I said, we're not going to be able to do it. Because I do not have a mithril case, and I don't think I can get... So, we're not going to be able to do the escort, but it is 2600 experience. So we should at least go and hand it in. Means I'm probably going to have to kill 3 more Thunderers anyway. This one should be back very. Might have time. Get through this fella. Oh, we'll just blast all the cooldowns when he gets here. Punches distract. Right, the pelts are done. Does suck not being able to do an escort where you gotta go in the cave for. I don't know where that distract went. I think because I just clipped the rock, it went up on the wall rather than at the mob. It happens. Sometimes you throw a thing out and it goes up a wall or whatever. I remember when Paladins, I think it was during Battle for Azeroth, they had the thing where you throw the hammer on the ground and every now and then it would just go on the roof. Like, what are you doing up there, mate? Not where I put you. Well, certainly funny at times. Alright, that's one more quest out of the quest log though. Now I'll get out of this cave. Down here. And in that when we get down there. A pretty good visit to the gorillas. Quite a lucky visit, honestly. We got like 5 pelts from 5 mobs. We have a Dimetrodon or a slime over here. Doesn't look like it. Got a lot of blood peat. The blood petals I'm okay to leave until like the last of the easier things to do. They are quite annoying. We're not going to go do blood petal sprouts. Completely different thing. But I guess while the blood petals are here, you might see a devil saw over here. Oh my frickin' god, it's a dinosaur. That one spawning behind me scared me a little. Yeah, not only is this poison damage, it also leeches mana, so when we get here on our casters, it's definitely going to be like a don't get too close to them. Gotta go in there for the food stuff as well. Yeah, they have poisons, they have stuns, some of them have roots. They're definitely scary mobs, especially if you pull multiple. There's been a lot of people who have been caught out. I even have a friend who's like a veteran to vanilla WoW, I would say. You know, he's leveled a few characters to 60 in hardcore now. Every time he comes here, he forgets that he can't pull multiple of them at the same time because he just start getting stunned. Neutral mobs in World of Warcraft have a tendency to be harder than the aggressive mobs. I don't know why, but more often than not, truth. These guys fresh. They are called freshers. Not fresher. I don't know why they're fresh. But beat. Yo, any big dinosaur around here? Because I wouldn't mind fighting these. Do it anyway. I've said many a time, but Relentless Strikes, proccing when you use Slice and Dice is actually so good. I don't think I used Relentless Strikes in my first Rogue playthrough. But it's been pretty good when it procs on Slice and Dice because you use 0 energy. Like it. Sometimes you gain energy, it's like, oh. Pretty good. That's pretty good. Usually these dinosaur bones take me the longest to do out of these bleaching down here. See how it goes this time. Any devil saws? We haven't seen one yet. But there's probably one lurking somewhere. I mean, one does pretty much spawn right here. It would be interesting if it was just like, hello. Hello there. Did spawn right there on my non-Medley character a few times. I did not enjoy it. Every time I ran through there, basically. It's like, hey. Not very fun. We are now restless. 40,000 experience away from leveling. About rested now. fine though. Like I said, we're not gonna complete all of Ungaro this level, so still gonna have to do some of it with rested. Be coming back.
Yo.
Hello, Kelly. Thank you for the 27 months of giving me free money. Appreciate it. How have you been, sir? Grab this oil. Let's say oil. Grab this oil while we're here. Finley American. Aye. The dinosaur bones are actually coming to me quite quick today. That's good. I think we've only killed like 6 of them. Don't know why my eye got all fucked right now. All of a sudden. You know, pretty much similar. So, been alright. Another ooze. But I wouldn't say it's been the best. But alright. Hopefully next month though, things are feeling better for me. I've got a lot of people coming to see me next month. Like friends from Australia and stuff. Might feel like a regular human because I go outside. Lagged. They're a devil saw. Yeah, it should be fun. I got one friend coming over who I have not met in real life at all, but I've known him for, I would say, at least 9 years. So that'd be fun. To finally, you know, see him in real life, since we play so many video games together. Going to be staying in my town for 2 days while doing a trip. While doing a trip down from Auckland, I believe, which is, you know, the northmost city of New Zealand. So that's 2 days of potential social experience. God knows I need that, because I work from home and I stay inside most of the time. For now, I have been thinking about changing careers as well. Just because, well, AI is taking all the jobs. When it comes to graphic design, at least. I feel like there'll be a point in time where maybe it will stop being the case, but you know, you just want something that is actually future-proof rather than something that might just end. At least in my case. That pylon done. So I might have to do some schoolwork again in the near future. Which should be interesting. It's been nearly 20 years since. I kind of wouldn't mind a change anyway. I've been working in design for like at least 7 years, I think. Maybe 8. So it is getting to the point where it's like, maybe it's time anyway. I like doing new things. But for the people who have been working in graphic design for like 15, 20 years that are losing their jobs to AI, I'm like, man, I feel bad for those people. Because in a few years' time, their boss is probably going to be like, fuck, I shouldn't have fired that really good designer. We need him.
Greetings, traveler. Ancestors watch over.
Alright, there's the apes. We need to go back to Mayspeak at least for over Maze.
May the eternal sun
If we somehow lose Francie. 4 more bars to go. Go kill some bugs. I'll probably go into the hive. We're a rogue after all. But yeah, the last few months have been here and there. Just thinking about the future and stuff like that. Sometimes you get a bit pressed when you think about the future. So I had a weekend of something like that. Well, nothing set in stone yet, dyslexic, but it may happen again. It depends, doesn't it? Like if National gets in again, I don't think there's a future for New Zealand anyway. That's a GG, that's a rant. Back to Australia. Or Europe. No, I wouldn't mind that. Try something new in a completely new place. Hopefully I get close to these Iridex scales while I'm fighting these ones. We have to fight some bigger ones at some point. Yeah, that's fair. See, after completing studies is good. My family just left as soon as I finished high school, which kind of made things really difficult. That was like, all right, what am I doing with my life now, dude? You see, when Australian like high school education is different. In some fucked up way, even though my sisters had to do 1 year less of high school, because Australia does 1 year less of high school, they got better qualifications out of high school than I did. Because we were in Australia and they're more tailored, right? Plus I had to redo my license twice over there because of different laws. That was annoying. I definitely would say I got fucked over by that. Well, say lovey. Many years in the past now. Took me many years to fix, but I eventually got there. But hopefully the stuff you're dealing with, Kelly, gets better. Whatever it may be. Yeah, I mean, that's a good time for you, isn't it? It's like a free license. And then if you do go to Australia, it'll be really easy because you'll have your full. Although it might be weird. Because they might be like, oh, New Zealand has different law. What do we do with that? So maybe wait and see what Australia think of it first. Well, that's good, Kelly. Yeah. Always good to have something fun and important to look forward to. I think next year for me is going to be pretty big as well, just in terms of, you know, changing up the life. Not 100% sure how yet, but I feel it. many Unguru soil do I? Where is it? Where is my soil? Like, it looks like soil. It should be very... There it is. 22. Okay. We need 3 more. Yeah, the biggest change might be just not playing World of Warcraft anymore, but... we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I'm thinking after the medley and a little bit of TBC hardcore, I think I'm done. I don't really want to play retail anymore. But that's a pretty big change, because, you know, 20 years, even though I had 5 years off at one point, 20 years of playing a video game is a lot. But otherwise, hopefully there's something else. 20 years is over half of my life. Like, this game's been with me for fucking ever. The gland. I think these stingers may have final sting. I guess we'll find out. They're big though, big boy. Going into this cave on anything that isn't the rogue is a bit not that fun. But we are a rogue. So we'll make our way in there. Okay, they don't have final sting. It's interesting because they gave final sting to some of them, but not all of them. Like, why are they called stingers if they don't actually sting you? They're like honeybees, you know. They got a sting, but they don't want to use it. I love when honeybees accidentally sting someone and then like unwind themselves to get the sting out, because obviously they don't want to die. They're like, oh shit, I stung this guy accidentally. I gotta get my ass out of there. Kind of one of my favorite things about honeybees. Bumblebees, however, they're just stupid. I got a lot of bumblebees that hang out around my house. The next door neighbor has like a big flower garden and they love it. But sometimes one will like fly up to me and just, you know, do an inspection. As they do, but they're so loud in your face. Like, get out of my face. Like, it's okay to be around me, I don't mind them, but I don't want them being like all up in me. Wasps, however. Ah. Get rid of them. These are basically wasps. Oh, that was... Hit the thing. Kill that one. Alright, let's get out of here. To be fair, it's not that bad, this quest. Pawn captures Queen, which is in this cave as well, is a little bit worse because you gotta go much deeper. Did that quest on the final day of Ugro. I still think that was my favourite day of playing hardcore WoW, was the final day of Ugro. You know, not absolutely not caring about anything. Just going and doing what you could. Hello, Mr. Devil, sir. I know where you are. Well, for now, he's probably gonna disappear and show up somewhere. So there is 2 over here, though. There are 2 devil saw spawns in this area. Where am I? It's the food stuff. Gotta go stealth so I remember where the fuck I think it's up here, right? Yeah. The research equipment. So the devil saw should be patrolling through here. Yes. Grab this, oh, I need these. Yeah, I really enjoyed that day. I'm wondering about maybe doing it again on some of these characters, because obviously there are some that I'm not going to want to play on at level 60. The Paladin. I think that would be the only one where it might be fun. But not like a Wind Fury. Close to a Wind Fury, but it's not quite there. If Ugro was like that 24/7 though, I would have been like, man, this is a beast class even. Problem is, I had to seek excitement to make it exciting. Not like the rogue where you just always having fun. Now that we've got our sword on our back. The sword that took about 5 to 6 days of played worth of farming to make this one. Pretty worth it. When I first got to equip it at 44, I was like, holy, we do so much damage. Grab this research equipment and get the fuck out of here. Definitely one of the most stressful places is Terra Run. Terra, run! Very descriptive. Like, someone was in there, in that area, and being like, yep, I'm going to run now because this is Terra. Alright, Kelly. I feel you on that. That's why I got an air fryer, honestly. Too lazy to actually cook, just stick everything in the air fryer. It changed my life. It made me feel like a competent cook. Damn, that's pretty big. They're definitely worth it. There's very few times where I actually use the oven now. Like, obviously, if you're cooking veggies or something, you probably want to use the oven, or at least the stove, right? But the oven part of the oven, I don't really use it these days. Alright, Callie, thanks for stopping by again. Thanks for the sub. Have a good rest of your day if I don't see you. Have a good rest of life until I see you next. all the bottom part is done now. So we need 4 more slimes, 14 blood petals, dinosaur bones, scales, other things. 26,000 experience, which I think we might be getting relatively close to anyway. Like I said, once we go to Ungaro today, it won't take too long to get through the 53. Mountain silver sage that I would like. I got a reptar. Got a reptar up my ass. He turned around. One of the, there was like a, I don't remember which race it was a while ago now, like a few months. One of the drivers in F1, you know, he was being chased hard by I think one of the McLarens, who have the fastest car this year, so it's a bit stressful at times. But he said, I have a fucking car up my ass. And it was so funny because, like, this guy gets a lot of hate for being robotic and all that sort of stuff. Like, he is pretty robotic. But in that moment, it was like, he's a human. That's basically what that reptar was right there. People farming the Stone Guardian. Inventory is full. Yeah, it's quite sad that I still haven't found an epic item in the hardcore medley. Like, what the fuck, Blizzard? Where is my epic? It's been 32 days played in the medley without one. You know how many items that is dropping? 32 days worth of items, no epic? Can't believe it. Also, Terry Crews was in Las Vegas for the Grand Prix and driving the drivers that were on the top 3 to the podium. And he started singing the "Making My Way Downtown," you know, like he did in White Girls. I was like, I know where that's from. I understand that reference. If I was in that car with him, I would have started singing. 100%, I would have been like, hell yeah, let's go. I was talking about famous people that I wouldn't recognize earlier. I would recognize Terry Crews. Man's been around too much to not recognize him, I would say. This ghost mushroom. When I get to town and actually sell items, it would be nice. My inventory is full. Any devil saw? The heart attack waiting to happen down this road, honestly. When you get off your mountain, you got a dust cloud in front of you. We'll get our oozes done. That way maybe we can just go back to Ironforge to level. It would put us in a pretty nice spot to log back in every week and check the mail, wouldn't it? Not having to log out in Tanaris or something. I mean, I've got like 4 characters in Tanaris now. We need some variety. Devil Saw, where you at? Where you at, Mr. Devil Saw? At least we've seen a few Devil Saws. It's been Devil Sawless otherwise. Yeah, I do actually prefer the Horde version of this quest. Having to gather these 15 blood petals is kind of annoying. They don't drop. I wonder if I have enough Plague Bloom to make some Mongoose elixirs before I log off, actually. We might be able to make, like, 5 Mongoose elixirs. If I can. Probably be worth it for Francie, since I'm going to be logging into her. Get that extra crit. Come on. Drop the items. Thinking about pulling both of them, but then I was like, we're still in Devil Saw country. We don't want to have to blow everything just to kill 2 mobs. But the blood petals will be saved until the next time we're playing, I think. A lot of them around, but we can leave them. I would rather the dinosaur bones because it does allow me to finish a quest, but you know, we need scales. But we're gonna need the other scales to finish the quest. There's a guy on the other side of the tree. I saw him through the tree. Like Hawkeye. See everything. I don't know if he can see through trees, but let's just assume he can for the sake of what I just said. Bad RNG. All of a sudden. The RNG gods have left us. Knows we're very close to leveling, so making it as hard as possible. Should be able to find 2 oozes though to get this done. And like I said, we'll go to Ironforge to level probably. If we make it there. Gross. 36 spirit and strength reduction. Not like that. Do I have 25 soil yet? We got 24. We need 1 more soil. Come on. Just 1 soil. Give me a bone. Throw me a bone here. Speaking of bone, I was looking to see like what jobs were available around this place. Just because I like seeing like, you know, things that haven't shut down. And there was a job looking for an experienced meat boner. And being the young person that I am, I found that kind of funny. That someone wanted an experienced boner. I don't think I could ever work in a meat factory. My father started doing that when we first went to Australia. Made so much more money than he ever made in New Zealand, but I don't think I could ever. Like, I'm not good at physical jobs in general, I'm gonna be honest. The only physical job that I feel like I could be good at would be a builder. Because you have tools to do all the stuff. You don't have to do anything too crazy. No. But I feel like it would be boring these days because they all make the same houses. Whoever designed the housing template, this is something I noticed in Australia pretty badly. Whoever designed the housing template that like current builders use to make houses is so boring. All the houses look the same. And it's probably just because it's like the cheapest version of, you know, what they're creating, but boring as fuck. Eight mountain silver sage today. If we can't make 5 mongoose, maybe it would be worth making some major healing potions though. Because Francie is a warrior, she's gonna need them. Now we're gonna have to see what quests I can turn in, what I can't. We don't wanna level while we're here. Guys doing the quest. It's a pretty easy quest once you get out of the cave, to be fair. I just don't think I'll ever be able to do it because I don't know if I can get the item. That man just escorted Ringo. Nice. See if there's a devil saw item.
You got my attention.
No devil saw item here. I was actually here when I was on my non-Medley warrior. I came to this vendor and he had the devil saw. Did not buy it.
Safe travel.
Feel like maybe you could have made a little bit of gold if you did.
Hello. Safe travel.
I didn't care.
Have a good one. See you around.
Hey there. Safe travels. Have a good one.
Alright, hand in these quests in here. That will get us another 7,000 experience, I think. Yeah, about that. We're pretty much done. We are right on the cusp of leveling. I would like to make it back to Ironforge, but I might need to not hand in the quest in Tanaris to do that.
Good day to you. You have a great day now.
But it's been a pretty
Off
good
and
day
away.
of Rogan. And let's see, this quest says we're 5.2k. We are less than 5k from leveling. How much is the Ironforge quest? We've also got one up here. 6.8k. Yeah, we just head back to Ironforge. We got a few quests to hand in Kalimdor, but yeah, we'll leave it for next time. Can't hand all of them in because that would be illegal. And we've still got so much to do in Angura Crater. Like, we got about halfway, I would say.
How are ya?
This is going to put Lena in a pretty good spot to get started next league. Let's head to Ironforge. Make some potions before we hand in the quest. Thank you, thank you. Two people hit 60 there.
Hey there. See you around.
Ironforge. Funny, like the dwarf flight masters in this game say keep your feet on the ground and stuff like that. And the dwarf flight masters in Warhammer say something like, don't forget to write to your ma. Which is pretty similar, honestly. Like, they have a similar vibe. Does make sense, they're dwarfs. Warhammer and Warcraft dwarfs are not that different. There is some, definitely some inspiration with the Warcraft dwarfs. Oh. Sorry. 1:11 PM I hit you. It's a legal contractual obligation. I kind of feel like I should send these runecloth bandages to Francie. As a warrior, she's gonna need some bandages, so I might just send 20. And maybe the runecloth as well. No. Fire burns.
You got my attention.
Alright, let's see what we got. What can we do? What do we got? How are we looking? We could make 5 mongoose elixirs. We could also make 2 major healing potions. Maybe I send 5 major healing potions to Francie anyways. Got something, right? Should I send the 5 extra giant selects? Why not? Like, Lena doesn't need her potions right now. We can always get some later. She is our alchemist. Why not just go all in, you know? Fuck it. Golden Samson. Night Elf Rogue. I like Night Elf. They're very cool.
Off with you.
Off with ya. Dagger Rogue as well. Which makes sense because they are playing a Night Elf. All the humans in their guild are probably playing Sword Rogue. On my Gnome Warrior in Classic, I kind of wanted to try Dagger Warrior. It was probably going to be a meme spec from private servers, but I wanted to try it. 'Cause obviously I was never going to get swords. I ended up going axes. I got 1 axe from Elixir. But only 1 axe ever dropped, so it wasn't going well.
Would you like to purchase something?
Make some potions and poison while we're here. Any of these do I need? A few more, but probably 4 more. Make sure I'm correct. Yeah, 4 more. I can math sometimes, as long as it's not algebra. Alright, create some last minute potions before we log off the rogue. We're gonna do 5 mongoose elixirs. Our first mongoose elixirs of the Medley. And that gets us to 300 alchemy. And then I'll make another 2 these. Nice. Now before we hand in the quest, we've got to go send them. I think there's a mailbox over here. I never really use it. There is one. Should I send free Ungaro soil to Francie as well? We're going to need it for a quest later though, so we kind of want to have Ungaro soil on all the characters. Now we're going all in with our potions right now. And our rune cloth, everything. So hopefully Francie doesn't die, because I'm sending everything to her. Literally everything we have. Well, not everything, but pretty much everything. We're going all in. Make sure we can keep that warrior alive. As I've said many a time, after making the Phantom Blade, she is probably the most important character that I have now. I want to make sure she has a smooth ride to 60 if we can get away with it.
Here there.
Anything else? I think so. Alright, let's get the rogue to level 53. We'll check the gear. I've remembered this time. I think I forgot on the mage. So we haven't really upgraded a lot this league. Some new shoulders, new cape. Obviously the Phantom Blade and the Mega Slicer. Wicked Leather Gauntlets are new this bout. And the pants. I guess we have upgraded a lot. It's just been kinda... haven't upgraded our rings. Then obviously these two. They're not bad gear. The Phantom Blade definitely did feel much better when I first put it on compared to what it feels now, but, you know, it is still a viable weapon to hit 60 with if it has to be.
You have a great
If we
day
don't
now.
find a Crow Blade. Here we go.
Right.
I guess I will take the money. It's only a little bit more money, but it is money. Free agility for that level, that's pretty good. We got 1 strength, 3 agility, 1 stam, 1 int, 1 spirit, so basically everything. We'll go another point in lethality. I don't know why these things start flashing when you level up now. Alright, that is Lena to 53 complete. She's locked in. Took a while because we've done so much like herb gathering, and I think I made about 50. Where are they? 50 strong Troll's Blood potions. Maybe even 60 while playing Lena this league, so Francie's gonna have a lot when we log into her, which we are going to do right now. Or I update the title. Level Warrior 47. 54. Gonna be a challenging task, I think. Possibly one of the most challenging tasks of the medley, because we're probably gonna have whirlwind decks the whole time. But we do have a lot of potions. And even more potions. So yeah, we got a lot of potions. Just not very scary. Let's see all this gear. We got a lot of gear that is potential. I just want to sort of sort it out before I equip anything. Helmets for later. I want to make sure I'm equipping the beast gear that we have. Honestly, might send these Battle Caller gauntlets to Balmer, and we just equip the plate. I think that might be the beast. Legs. Good. Belt. So it's gonna probably be these gloves. I guess we'll equip the plate wrists. They do have a lot more strength. We do lose some agility, but that's fine. We're gonna gain some big stats here with these pants. We actually got 3 belts. Put these shoulders on. Probably put these sabatons on. Don't know what we're going to do with these. We might just send the Baumer and have a look. Now, the belt. The belt is a big optional stuff. That's pretty good. That's a headpiece. So that's not even a... It looked like one. But that headpiece will go on Baumer because it's the headpiece that we're wearing. Let's see. I kind of want the stam on the warrior, so I might put this one and send that one too. Oh. I was sitting in a bad way, and I definitely... Sometimes when you're sitting, you have a little pinch. Did not feel good. Alright, we can send some items to Baumer right away then. I guess with these, actually we'll put mithril spurs on them. Even if we don't use them on here, we can think about it more because of the mithril spurs.
King's honor, friend.
Because we do have some ready to go.
Go with honor, friend.
Alright. The nose. That. This is a pretty good item. Even though Baumer is level 49, like I think this is still better. Francie will have a better one at next level. That's pretty good. Baumer. To equip Francie's new gear. So we get some new boots. They're just a stat switch around, but big armor. A new belt, which is pretty good. That's 20 extra health. New shoulders, also 10 extra health and more strength. I mean, they're basically the same, but better. New pants, which are amazing because we have not had new pants since we made the green iron pants, which probably was for level 30. So 4 extra strength, 3 extra steam. Like it. New braces, which we also haven't had new braces since Grocket got these farming the chest pattern that didn't drop. And new gloves, which are 2 extra strength and an extra steam.
Can I help you?
That's some pretty good upgrades. We need a new chest, honestly. This is really good, but it is starting to lose its appeal, I would say. Now, am I going to use that? Probably not. We send it to Rugen, actually. But we're selling the right item.
See you later.
So Francie's gear isn't too bad right now. We've got 200 strength, 100 stam. It's just her weapon, honestly. Her gear is pretty good, but the weapon is Definitely going to let us down in the near future unless we find a new one. Like, this is good for a level 30.
How are you?
As you get into the 50s, not so much. We also have these, but they're just straight DPS, so I'm gonna get rid of them. Alright, food-wise, we have a lot of spider sausage. Gonna have to sort out our bank before we really get into. Do some potential crafting. I think Myrtle Spurs are still orange. Yes. So I think the first thing that we're gonna end up doing, crafting some items. More Mithril Spurs, basically.
See you later.
See if we can get it to like 260 or so. I think 265 is the first Imperial Plate item. Have any more Mithril sitting around in here somewhere? Got some more spider sausage. I'll be honest, last night when I bought my upgraded mount in Warhammer, you start with a mount in that game on the private server. This was not the case on actual release, and it was so hard to get around the battlefields that most people quit before they even got a mount. So I'm kind of glad they added an amount that you just start with. But I got my upgraded mount last night, and it's 50% increased speed, so not 60% like the 60% is actually the epic mount speed in that game. So it's a little bit different. But it felt so fast. When you start going on a mount again, it's like, holy shit, I'm going. Alright, let's make some Mithril Spurs. I don't know when they go yellow, but I'm assuming it's probably going to be 250. But I feel like we should be able to make it to 260 with them, honestly. I don't know if I'll keep all the Mithril Spurs, because we do have a lot of them. They do take 30 seconds to create. So we might be here a little while. Strap in. Basically everything with blacksmithing takes 30 seconds to create anyway, so it's not like it's any different. Where are we going to quest? We can go back to Foralis. We didn't finish South Sea Shakedown because, you know, being a warrior, I was like, We do have some quests in Tanaris, in Foralis. Can't open the map because it will close the blacksmith. I'll have a look soon. 47, so I don't have any training to do. Next level though, we get a new Mortal Strike. That'd be cool. Extra 35 damage. Making some spurs. Some spurs. Be making some spurs for at least another 10 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes. I might have an AFK break on the way to 260. I just don't want to make... They're still orange, okay. I don't want to make too many, you know? I want to make sure I get to 260. So I can't really go AFK just in case they go yellow and I have to change something. Really good shoulders. A really good blue item. I've never seen that. What does it look like? They don't even look leather. They look like plate. In this version at least. My plate shoulders look the same as that. We might have some armor kits. I'm not sure if we do. Do you have any on them? Maybe I had to find some in the bank. Probably get rid of these elixirs of agility because we have bigger ones. But I did say 260 can probably happen with Mythos. I'm pretty happy about that. Because that should take us all the way to like 4 items. I think our mining is... It's relevant. We might need a little bit more. Don't know if we can mine for him yet. Not sure. 250 should be able to. But I can't mine rich for him. Gonna need a lot of work before we get there. Do have full 12 slots. Meanwhile, I think Lena has like 3 14 slot bags. Hey, if worse comes to worse, we do have the rune cloth bag recipe now. I'm so glad I found the Mithril Spurs pattern though. If I did not find the Mithril Spurs pattern, leveling blacksmithing would be so hard. Like, this has been so easy. Is it gonna go yellow now? Yes. But it should probably get us 10 more levels. Don't go with Mahilil the stocks. And then that guy didn't say anything ever again. Who was that? It's kind of interesting, I think, because, you know, OnlyFans Free has been talked about now, and they're getting ready, I guess, for TBC. A lot of the hardcore WoW players that played old school RuneScape and other games over the last few months have now come back to WoW. So I don't need to carry the WoW content upon my back anymore. I can relax I haven't been carrying the WoW content. Just been making my own content. It was a joke. Don't get upset about it. You never know. Some people. But I saw Savix and Guzu were back playing hardcore. It's kind of funny how they think about WoW classic grinds now after playing RuneScape. As someone who did play RuneScape and know how fucking grindy it was. It's good to see that people now think that WoW grinds aren't that grindy. Because I agree. This game's grinds are so easy. As someone who played RuneScape as my first, like, RPG MMO, or MMORPG, depending on how you want to say. WoW grinds are nothing. They never have been. I got rank 13 in vanilla. It was nothing. Compared to what RuneScape grinds had. But, you know, I don't really like grinding in video games either. Nowadays, so... My mindset has shifted a lot throughout the years. I got 5 more mithril spurs that I can make. Potentially get to 265. Getting to 265 would be sick. So as I said, I think that's the first level where we can start doing the Imperial plate gear. Gonna have to do the quest to get it though. Gonna take some thorium. Alright, we didn't get a level. Not great. Probably gonna need to sell some items. Fly there. We have 3 more and 3 levels to do, so... I think we can also make some other stuff. Phantom Blade is still orange, if I want to make another one of those. I don't. I'm gonna sell some of these mithril spurs, because there's no way we're gonna need that many. I love how I've had those shoulders up the whole time. But yeah, without the mithril spurs pattern, blacksmithing would have been a pain in the dick hole to level up, I'm gonna be honest. It's like everything else is going green. Alright, 2 more. I don't think we'll really start leveling Francie today. I think we'll just get the admin done and sort out where we're gonna go. Head there and then probably just stop for the day. Unlucky. We're not gonna hit 265. Not yet anyway. But I'm sure we will before level 50. Damn, we didn't even get 264.
Welcome.
Let's see how many of these we
Good.
actually need. I was actually wondering why my mount was so fast. It's the Mithril Spears. Obviously. They do increase your mount movement speed. It just felt faster and I was like, oh yeah. Got Mithril Spears on. Duh. Duh, obviously. To a beast. We'll have to remember to actually use our sharpening stones when we're leveling. You know, the whirlwind axe isn't going to be super amazing anymore, but we've got to utilize our sharpening stones so it can be a little bit better than this.
Good day to you.
How many mithril spurs do you think we need? Like, that should be enough, I would say. But... Leave that. No. We've got a lot of mage weave to make some bandages. Go ahead and do that. Sent some silk cloth for when I go to Searing Gorge, remember. Get to like 40 heavy mage weight. It should carry us pretty easily to when we actually need the rune cloth. Because it's just like a few extra hundred, you know. Gonna be a patch coming out in 10 days for Warhammer Total War. And one of the mods that I use, the mod creator said, don't expect it to be fixed this year. And I'm like, oh. Gonna be unplayable.
See you around.
Because obviously, similar to MMOs, if a game gets updated, the mods have to be updated. So that is gonna be a little bit. Or tell all these other I can't really send them to other characters. They can't equip them anyways. Not really much point in having them. If we need more, we'll just create more. It's pretty easy to get mithril and solid stone. We have a lot of items. A lot of potions.
Well met.
So...
Light bless you.
we're definitely thinking about getting rid of some of the weaker potions. Alright, what do we got? A lot of agilities and stuff. We don't really need to take out the Troll's Bloods right away. I'm kind of thinking on the Elixirs of Giants. We do have a lot of them. I'm sure we can applies seem better than the 4 strength. I think the 4 strengths to Baumer or something. Take out that silk, so I have it. In case we end up in Searing Gorge without remembering. Potions fine right now. Didn't need this right away. The mongoose can also stay until 50, I think. The problem with this mail is we're going to have to get it out eventually. We've got 15 days on it, so it has to come out 2 weeks from now.
Need help?
But if I can help it, I'd rather it not be in my bank. I'm gonna send all the weaker potions to Baumer.
For the Alliance.
Those greater.
What can I do for you?
Hold on to them for later.
Be careful.
I think Francie has enough potions for herself. Send all those to Baumer, just in case Baumer needs them. I'm going to send this to Rugen as well. I don't know if it will be better than his, but we're not going to use it. Character. I would say that should be pretty done on the getting ready to play. And we still have a lot. See, if we keep this in the mail, at least if we die, the mail will go back. Lena will get all those potions and stuff, mate. That's one way of thinking about it. Alright, let's see. We can go pick that quest up. Although, we can probably pick that quest up in Tarnassus, can't we? Maybe? Yes. There's no need to pick it up here. Any quests in Ironforge that I need to pick up? Not yet. Alright, so where are we with Sweet Ember? Finished it. Alright. That means we have been to Searing Gorge. But I did not do these quests, so I must have just went there and picked that up. Got some quests over here. I don't know if I want to do those though, because those are for mithril pieces. I would rather the thorium pieces. They're gonna happen down here. It's either Foralis or Tanaris, I would say. And I'm thinking right now, Foralis would be the better pick. Then we can go to Tanaris at like 48 or something. Go blast the rest of the pirates that we need. Then all the other stuff. probably what's going to happen. We haven't been up there yet. Well, we have. We went there mining. Yeah, I think for Alice it's probably best option. So maybe we go to Darnassus first and do the assistant archdruid stag here. The parts. I'm gonna drop this quest. I don't think I'll ever do it.
Greetings. For the Alliance.
While I'm flying, I'm gonna go pee real quick, so I'll be back. Alright. Should have actually gone south to see if there's more blacksmithing stuff, but it doesn't really matter right now. What, we went up like 20 levels? Something like that. I am looking forward to playing this character, but I can tell you with 100% factual certainty that this character is not as geared as my level 55 warrior. And probably never will be because it's not doing dungeons. So I am a little bit worried about it. Like, that character's been fine, we've blasted through everything. But this one is potentially going to have Whirlwind Axe until level 60. Doesn't sound too good, honestly. We'll see how we go. At least if Francie dies, we don't need to play Lena for a while now, so we don't need to delete Phantom Blade for a little bit. It would really hurt though. And I've said it before, I'm not going to level blacksmithing again. It is... oh, it takes a lot. And we've been lucky to have the Mithril Spurs pattern. We don't have 2 Mithril Spurs patterns. We got 2 Elixir of Mongoose patterns. Somehow. Yeah, we're definitely not as cool looking rogue. I especially like the shoulders and the tunic together. If only Devil Saw looked better, huh? Got something stuck in my tooth. I had a little bite of muesli bar. So probably that, but it's annoying. I'm using my tongue to wiggle. There it is. Killerella. So we'll go to Darnassus. Talk to this lady so we can get an extra little bit of experience from Staghound. Then we'll fly down to Paralis. And that'll be where we start questing on Francie, which is probably going to happen tomorrow because it's already 2 PM. By the time we get down there, it'll probably be about 2:20. Maybe 2:15, but yeah, there's not really enough time to go out and start questing. But that's okay. If I can stream Thursday, Friday, and utilize all the rest of the experience that we have, perfect. Maybe try to go for like level 50 those 2 days. Utilize all the rest of that we have, because there is another F1 race this weekend. There's 3 in a row. It's the end of the season after 2 more weeks of racing. So I'm gonna have Monday off, definitely. So we'll gain back a lot of rested, which will be quite helpful for the warrior. Like how they sat down to, you know, be my height. Very confident. Rip and twist. Fuck that. Wanna charge the crab?
How may I help? Be careful.
Elder Soul. I hope that I can... I wanted to the other day, and it would have been sick, because there was some good PvP going on in Warhammer. Like, I played myself, but I hope that I can convince at least 2 of my friends to play tonight. I want to play my warrior priest a little bit. I want to get it to tier 2. Do some keep battles. There was a really big keep battle on last night. And I was not involved in it, and I was sad. It was like 80 people on order. I don't know how many destruction, but they were there for like 2 hours. And it was like prime time Australian when it was happening as well. That would have been so fun. But sadly, all of my friends did not want to play. Need new friends. That is one thing that trying to get a group together for this has taught me, that maybe I just need more friends. It's nice to have a static group of people, but at the same time, you know, you want to be able to play the game. I might actually like apply to a guild on Warhammer Online. Make some new friends. We'll see. At least have more people to do things with. The guilds over there aren't that big because it's a private server. And they don't really play during Oceanic prime time. But if I'm ever on like during the weekend or whatever, during NA prime time, then maybe it would be a bit better. And it's not like my friends aren't playing video games, they're just playing too many video games, so they don't commit to just one. And then when I ask if they want to play some Warhammer, they're like, oh, I got too many games to play, so maybe. Like, yeah, but you'd be playing with me. It's okay. That... Sorry. I guess a bit of that muesli bar went in my throat and choked me. That would be a good item to find for my warrior. Like, it would also be a good item to find for my hunter, obviously, but he's got free strength on it. Also my rogue. This would be a good item to find. That guy's trying to sell those again.
I have vision that she lacks. Speak quickly, young one. I have urgent
Honestly
matters.
though, I was thinking about it recently. I think a Warhammer Online hardcore playthrough would go pretty hard. Because there's PvP in that game. So it might be pretty crazy. Plus, if I was streaming it, someone could come along and stream Snipe. But I mean, that'd be part of the challenge. Not get PvP flagged, you know. That's content though. If you get ganked. But no, my character got ganked.
I am on. Lay this down.
I think it would be kind of a fun and maybe funny challenge to do, because that game is definitely much harder in the open world than World of Warcraft. It's not even a debate. People that think open world WoW is hard, play some Warhammer Online. Do some PvE in the open world. The mobs respawn in like 10 to 20 seconds. All of them. There's a lot of them. Trying to solo like a public quest is quite rough if you're on level. So I think it would be a much harder challenge to try and get a character to 40, which is the key. Especially if you're wanting to do a little bit of PvP on the side. Like if you're going into PvP knowing that you're a hardcore character, because PvP gives you renown points, which are another talent point system. So it's like, it's worth it. But the risk. If you die, you did, you know? So I think that would be a really fun thing to try and do. So maybe in the future, after all the WoW content and stuff is done. And who knows, maybe some of the WoW players and WoW watchers that watch my content would see that and be like, ah, that looks like a fun time. Let's all go play Warhammer Online. We can revive it with all the WoW players. Make it a toxic community. Oh wait, this is a PvP game. It's not that toxic though. Honestly, for a PvP focused game, I feel like there's obviously gonna be some bad boys. But most of the community seems pretty helpful. Because they know getting a new player in there is like a big deal. Kinda wanna keep. We shall see. Five more minutes until we land in Foralis. And like I said, it will be about 2:20. So I'm not going to start questing just to log off 20 minutes later. So we'll just land there and stop. Probably start with the giants and the elementals tomorrow to get the stuff done. Take out the ogres. Take out everything over here, do this, do that. Maybe hit 48 after all that, considering we're rested. I got 10 days, 4 hours, 48 minutes on this class in Classic WoW. I probably have more. I think my Classic Warrior from 2019 would have a lot more to say about that. Do have 2 warriors. If Francie dies, Franca can take over. Not exactly the same, because Franca is very geared and not part of the Medley. Means she has taken some liberties when it comes to buying items from the auction house, getting enchants, doing dungeons. We've definitely made that character a little bit more easier because I've got 4 other friends playing with me and I want some of them to hit 60 for the first time. That would be sick. Getting my friends to 60. Gonna feel so good. They'll be so happy. I'll be happy for them. I don't think I'd be that happy about making it 60 myself. I've done it a lot. But if you can hit 60 on a shaman, you can pretty much hit 60 on anything. Apart from a warlock, apparently. My bad. Someone had to die during the medley, though. Adds to the excitement. Well, at least the algorithm has definitely showed off my recent that I put out last night. I gained a subscriber for like the first time in months on YouTube. It's been a while since I gained a sub. I was kind of hoping that it's probably because hardcore did fall off pretty substantially after OnlyFans 2 died down. So the algorithm wasn't really showing hardcore that much anymore because all the videos when OnlyFans were happening was, you know, 1,000 views every time, basically. But after that, it died off a lot. It would have been awesome. I did have a goal of hitting like 500 subs this year. But I've also had to move house twice. And lost about 2 months worth of streaming. Just from real life stuff, so... Videos haven't been able to be pushed out that fast. We're getting like 1 video out every 2 to 3 weeks now. Because I like having... Like, Lena's video can't happen right now, even though she's done. Because Francie is currently being leveled. And I like having a little bit of, like, the next character to come in the video. Just to keep it, like, a continuing series, you know? You kind of know what's happening with the next character from the previous video. It was much easier to do in the early stages. Because obviously, you're leveling like 2 or 3 characters a week. Not anymore. Now I'm leveling 2 or 3 characters a month. But it's okay, I signed up for it, didn't I? Hopefully we're close to being done by the time TBC's out. You know, I don't actually get any rested on Francie because I am fully rested. So I might log out on the mainland, so I don't need to do the swim tomorrow. Let's make sure we get some food, however. Want some homemade cherry pie.
Go in peace.
Yeah, I'm not gonna gain any rest experience on this character. Because it's capped. So I might as well log out on the mainland and come back tomorrow without having to do a swim. It sounds good to me. I'm not going to swim across now because I know the boat's over there, so it should be coming around here any second now. Maybe any 10 seconds now. Any 100 seconds of now. There it is. Told you, any 100 seconds of now. Then we'll log out over there and just start going at it when we log in tomorrow instead of having to swim over for 3 minutes. So we are logging out about 2:20. Just a 3-hour stream, but that's because I started an hour late. I always do though, and like I am so bad at waking up at a good time during daylight savings. Once daylight savings is over, you watch. I'm gonna start stream on time every time. It's just this hour forward nonsense doesn't work for me. If daylight savings didn't exist, I would be much happier, I think. Because also, the sun's going down at nearly 9 PM. I don't think that should happen. Yeah, I'm gonna get to this island and then I'm gonna log off. So thank you for joining me today. Hope you all had a great time. And I hope you all have a great night or day, depending on where you are in the world. Might actually go pick up the quest before I jump off, but thought I'd say goodbye. We are going. And then I'll just chill the rest of the afternoon.
I got what you need.
Got what I need.
Good. Have a good one.
Alright. Log out here. The weirdest place to log out ever. I do have the other quests. Almost like, do I have them? Yes. Good. But yeah, I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. As long as nothing devastating happens to the planet. I should be here. Francie's looking kind of good in that plate gear though. Got new legs, gloves, shoulders, belt, boots, braces. Getting new helm next level. Just need a chest, honestly, and a weapon. But Lena is 53, so we're now playing Francie for the next few weeks at least. Hopefully we can get through it. I would like to keep the warrior alive, but I am dreading the Boomkin Ret Paladin combo again because that's how it ended last time, and I was so bored. But at least we're closing in on 60. So I'll see you guys when I see you next. Have a good one. Toodles.